Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, sharing. Give it a second. Yes, there it is. You can start.
Yeah, so today for this session, hi everyone. Before that, I would like to acknowledge all the audience here. So thank you everyone to be joining this industry talk, especially in a Sunday morning. So I hope the session be fruitful for you. So yeah, so for this session, I was thinking of like to let you know of what this data science is all about in the coming years, like 2023. So let me start with yeah, a basic introduction about me has already been informed. So I would like to say that I'm a data science professional working at Verizon, and I have an overall experience of 8 years. And some of the volunteer efforts I would like to mention is in Verizon I do mentoring at Youth for Seva, connect with students in holistic development. And at the same time, I'm a member and a visionary ambassador for Women in Data, because I feel we need to like uplift the whole community in terms of bringing up more women to the industry as well. And at the same time, I've done few projects. One notably to mention is Omdena project as an ML engineer for the span of Jan to April 2022. And you can follow me on these social media websites. And also, I have a profile at GitHub, Medium, and also I maintain a blog which is called the Wisdom Deck, and a portfolio website that lists the work that I've done as per my experience. So this is all about me. And so for the today's agenda, I am going to like list out the basic details about data science, the tech details, and what you need to be getting it right. And at the same time, how you could transition your career to data science and the proven way to get it done. I would like to specify my personal experience on how I did it. And some of the skills that is really important when you dive into next year, like 2023, and also industry focus and what is machine learning now. It's not the same as the 10 years back. And some of the other agendas would be introducing you to the customers, and why to choose data science and why not to choose data science, and how and where to start. Yeah, so let's give me a basic intro. I'm sure this is all available in all the platforms. So data science is nothing but it's a field where you use a lot of mathematical calculations, methods, and algorithms to, like, learn about data, raw data, and then provide insights and recommendations to your clients, stakeholders, customers, whosoever you are going to talk to. So this is the basic intro of data science. But there is a lot to data science, not just looking into data. You can basically learn data and do a lot of things like build predictive analytics, build dashboards, build reports, and provide a streamlined process for all of this. So this is the intro. And with respect to the tech skills, basically tech skills here you would require is a bachelor's degree or a master's degree in any quantitative field. It's not that you need to know coding or any high tech degree. And also it's basically that you have to be a master at in performing mathematical calculations, because you are in a place where you will have to calculate a lot of percentages, averages, all that metrics come into place. So that's something that you need to know. And in technical skills, you would basically do some coding in Python, R, and SQL. And statistics come into picture when you're doing a lot of testing, like hypothesis testing and A/B testing. And ML concepts. It's well wide known that there are a lot of algorithms, machine learning algorithms, and these are the basic concepts that you need to know when you're diving into data science. And business knowledge and domain knowledge is a crucial thing when you are diving into any industry, because that's when you can really connect why are you like trying to solve a problem at all. So that's a whole. It's a very important thing that than technical skill, I would say, because technical skills tools is all learnable, but domain knowledge is through experience. So that's one of the main thing that you need to know. And then comes the data visualization and communication skill. So data visualization is, there are a lot of tools in place like Tableau, Power BI, ClickView, and then you have Looker from Google. So all of these data visualization help us to provide data, raw data into a visualized format that a normal common man can understand, because we are dealing with a normal person. We are not going to be dealing with a scientist and provide our insights, right? We are going to deal with a person who is like a normal person who needs to understand in a normal terms. So that's why data visualization comes into picture. And then the final thing is the communication skills, which is the soft skill. If whatever you have done is only fruitable when you are able to communicate accurately to the audience. So that is what the communication is all about. You talk to normal stakeholders, your clients, on a daily basis or on a weekly basis, but it is only fruitful when you provide your results in a way that they can understand. So that's communication skills. And in the end, I would like to say data science is the base for the deep learning methodologies, because now the world is going towards AI, right? So deep learning, machine learning, AI, everything of natural language processing, all these things are only are the advanced version of what is data science is all about. So that's the whole tech skill that I would like to introduce you to. And before that, in terms of getting all these tech skills, the one and only thing is you need to understand all these things. Like for example, math skills, statistics, probabilities, and BI in the sense business intelligence, like data analytics and recommendations. So a lot of other teams are there in place for BI. And these people basically they learn about data, the historical data, and provide insights on that data. It's not like they're going to predict or something, but they are going to give analysis and insights and what could be done in order to have the organization perform better. So that's what the business intelligence does. So these are the basic things that you need to know. And then we have the machine learning, we have the AI, which is including the reinforcement learning, and then deep learning, which includes the neural network and stuff like that. So, but all these things are high level. One thing that we all want you to focus with, everybody, like including me, we all need us to be focused on the foundational knowledge, because that's the only thing that you need to always touch upon when you work on in this industry. Because in daily terms you will not be working on deep learning or a neural network, because the whole computing power of such algorithms is too high. But the knowledge of calculus, probability, statistics, all these are on daily basis. If you're good enough, that would be very well good in when you dive into an industry like data science and machine learning. So, like I said, there is a proven pathway to data science, and I would like to explain my personal experience on how I mean, led into a data science industry. So, I initially started. I'll go back 10 years back, and I'll tell you that I did my master's in computer science, and in a whole purpose of being a software engineer. I did not know of this field like data analytics or data science at that time. So that's when I was doing my master's in US and started taking up courses, and that's when I realized that there are courses like statistics and data science which captivated me, and I was totally into it because it's something that you do for the customers, right? So that's when I started learning those courses, and when I came back to India and I started my career journey, I was gone into a path like data analytics. I did not go straight to data science. So once I started my data analytics journey, that's when I started learning about data, raw data, how you manipulate data. I mean, how do you calculate and do the extract data analysis? All that thing I started learning from data analytics field, and I then slowly went forward in learning machine learning topics because I started my journey in working in a startup company. And when I started working in a startup, in a startup, you tend to learn in different avenues in departments. And that's when I was able to get a hands-on experience in data science. I started building logistic regression models. I started building recommendation systems. And that's when I got the hands-on experience that recruiters in these age look for. So that helped me improve my resume and then landed my data science career in Verizon. So I would like to say that if people who are finding it difficult finding a straight on point data science in, field, I would suggest you to start with the data analytics because it's not just me. I've seen many people on LinkedIn platform who started their journey from data analytics and then moving on to data science. So that's one thing that I would like to mention because it's data field is an ocean. You can get any field. Like there are a lot of job titles that are confusing for now because some people are like termed as data engineer, data visualization engineer, data consultant, data science consultant. So lot of different job titles, but end goal is like you are basically working with the data, providing insights or building models and providing your results to your clients or customers whom you're answerable to. So those are the things that I would like to mention here as in terms of pathway to data science. And one thing that I always wanted to do when I started my data analytics journey, I did not just analyze and leave it there. Although my task was only to analyze, provide recommendations, I just went 1% further on building a simple model, like a logistic linear regression is basically a simple model, and then provide an insight to your manager or someone who's like you're reporting to, so that they are being aware that you are interested in this field and you have the capability of doing this job. So that is one tip that I would provide at the same time. And now that we are moving into a different horizon, like data 2023, it's been like my journey has been like 10 years. So I would like to say that these skills are this skill is very important for now. That is when I started, I did not do much of networking. Perhaps I would say I was not aware of networking. So now that you people are having a lot of social media platforms, lot of sessions like this, you can literally go. I mean, have connections with people, have connections with the people who are in the field, network to them, and talk to them, understand the industry, understand if the industry is really interesting to you, if it's your passion, and then you can have a person to contact with. Like for example, if you're looking for a job, you need to be like have a person to help you with or mentor, right? So that's one of the skill that I look forward because people are like personally even my for my journey I would say I network a lot because you never know when I need help, right? So it's always that you also would require help. You need people to know more about the industry, to know more about the company, a department or a team. So that's what I thought. Data networking is an important skill. Yeah, so that's what I said. So it matters when who knows you matter than who you know. So the people should know you more than you knowing others, right? So that's what I wanted to mention here because uh, over the course of my journey, I felt I could have shortened my span journey of to data science if I've known people better. So something that you could all work with is networking with other industry people, other company people who are like very well important. I mean, they are the leaders or something like that. So when you talk to them, they would obviously everyone are helping in this industry. So they will definitely help you out if you have any queries or help. So that's one of the skill. And the second skill is marketing yourself. So this is like it's not. I feel this skill is like very underrated because if you don't market yourself, no one is going to know you. That's something that I've learned this recent years because something that I'm an introvert, to be honest. I'm an introvert. I don't talk much, but uh, if you don't talk much, it depends on in a professional experience, right? In a professional industry, you need to show that you are the person for this field. If not, there are a lot of people, others. There are a lot of competition. There are people who are like go extra 1 hour of work. So you need to market yourself and to show that you are the right person for this industry. Right? You have the caliber to like gain knowledge and also deliver the product as well. So that's one skill that you like to look into, and also try to uh, provide your best ability to the audience or the people whom you are reaching to. So that's one thing that I would like to suggest.
And I would also like to add, Neema, that these two skills that you just mentioned, networking and marketing, these are such skills that no one really picks up on their journey. They only understand the importance of such skills while they are looking backwards, right?
Sure. Yeah.
They think that
Yeah.
if only we were doing that, the time span would be really short. So
Yes.
that
Yes.
is
Right.
something that we can learn from experiences of others only.
Sure. Sure.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, so that, like you said, yeah, networking and marketing, it's for me is also the backward, because I did not use these skills when I started in the 2010 or 2011. And now that I thought, if at all I knew these skills, right, at least I would fast track my journey at least 2 or 3 years or 5 years. So that's why I wanted to mention everyone, like, do start active networking and market yourself, and then it's easy for you to like reach to that destination faster.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So and then I would like to say is, old is not gold. That is a saying, old is gold. But what I want to say that old ways are never going to happen. I mean, it's not going to be fruitful for these years, because there are a lot of courses, there are a lot of organization providing courses, materials to learn. There are free materials to learn. But something that as an organization, as a person who's working in an organization, and I've also interviewed people across the platform. So I've seen people, organization leaders, like the business leaders, they don't give importance to courses at all. What they see is, does this person have the industry knowledge? Does this person have any hands-on experience at all? So those are the things that are being looked upon. Courses do matter if you are learning, if you're taking it up as a learning perspective, not like if you do a course, for example, you take a course in Coursera, and that would, if you mention that course in a resume, that would not entitle you to get an interview in an interview. So that's what I want to mention here, because there are so many people who DM me in LinkedIn saying that I've taken this course, I've taken data science course in Coursera and EDX, all the other platforms. But there are many others who are doing that. If at all, if I'm going for a person just because the person has done the course, then I should reach out to plenty of the people, right? So what I want to say is, courses matters only when you are taking up the skill, but it does not guarantee you a job. But there are other things that you can can reach you to an interview door, is like branding, networking, marketing. So branding is something that I've been doing for like seriously doing for like 2 years now. And I would suggest you to like introduce yourself to the world of audience through LinkedIn, because we have LinkedIn platform where we can talk freely, professionally, and post content. So what I would suggest you is to start posting your knowledge, sharing your knowledge as a content format in LinkedIn. And that's when people know that, okay, this person is like very much aware of this knowledge, have experience in working in this particular domain. So that's how you increase your personal brand. So there are a lot of other sessions that you can know more about how you can increase your personal branding, because I'm not the person for talking about personal brand. But what I could say is, personal branding has landed me a lot of opportunity, because I've just started my personal branding career, I mean journey in and seriously for like 2 to 3, 2.5 years. So just when I started doing all that, I received a lot of opportunities in terms of speaking opportunities, as well as I've done a lot of volunteering opportunities, and as well as I've received interview. I've received DMs from recruiters based on my content. So it's that easy, right? It's not
Yeah.
very it's not very difficult to get the grasp of these recruiters. If you are giving a very high quality content, recruiters will come to you and ask you if you are available. That's how the things work. So that's what I want to like mention here.
That is exactly correct, and that is the same channel that we found you, right? We saw one of your
Yeah, right.
sessions, and we saw that yes, you are giving quality content that is helpful for students. So that is why we reached out to you actually. So that is a
Okay.
very valid point. Trial and tested.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, so for the industry focus is that I get a lot of DMs saying that the freshers asking me saying that how do you are not, I mean, you are definitely doing your college work years and you're learning, but how do you get domain knowledge, right? So what I would say is these are the predominantly domain knowledges that people in an industry look for. For example, we have banking and finance, then we have telecommunication that I'm working on, and then we have healthcare, environmental, and there are a lot of others, other domain knowledge. So what domain knowledge in the sense is what we look is we need a basic for people who understand a basic knowledge in terms of what they have a lot of these acronyms, right? In an industry, they people talk in the various languages, so they have these acronyms that they specify. So we need people who could dive into this much earlier than a normal person who would need like 1 or 2 3 months time to like train themselves. So that is something that in case if you have a domain knowledge of finance, for example, we tend to make machine learning models in terms of predicting the revenue, predicting sales, forecasting, all that thing. And then they will look into the lifetime value, customer lifetime value. So all that, if you are very well aware before landing into an industry, that's a perk for you, guys. That's what I wanted to say here, because for me, I've been into a finance industry for a very long time. Even when I was working for a startup, I was put into in an organization where I learned a lot about finance, and that was my main background. And when I came into data telecommunication, which is Verizon. When I came to Verizon, I was also put into a finance team that I was working for business group, and that because I knew the knowledge of how the finance team work, what are the metrics used, what are the metrics most often the stakeholders look into. So those are the things that landed me all those career. So now that I'm moving into a different, like now I'm working on a consumer perspective. So now I'm learning in a different way. Like now I'm learning customer service, I'm learning product innovation, and I'm learning about the targeted campaigns that would go for customers. So those are the things that I'm learning now. But what I would suggest is you can do self-learning projects in terms of different domain knowledge that you like to go. And I would suggest that take the domain knowledge uh, that is universal. For example, consumer journey is universal. There is no business without a consumer. So I would suggest you learn about customer journey, learn about consumer, because in every industry I find there is a department for customer consumer. So that will be an easy domain, and you can start doing self-learning projects, develop projects, and understand the business and understand what are you trying to achieve, because it's not just the machine learning model that you build and you have this 90% accuracy or 80% accuracy. So it's all about that, are you satisfying the stakeholders or clients? So that has to be learned. And it's the same for the AI and ML techniques, because end of the day we are you have to like provide the predictions and the predictions, right? The predictions in terms of AI and ML will be a speech results, and as well as and in terms of AI, it would be like a video capturing prediction. So all of these that would also enable us to learn the domain knowledge would help us to do such techniques in a much more better way. So that's what I would suggest you do. And now that we are moving to a different stage, so I would say machine learning now is been different when I started my journey, because uh, when I started my journey, when I did my linear regression, logistic regression, I used to code those lines in R or Python, and but now it's different. It's totally different because you have algorithms that do that for themselves, like AutoML package. where the whole package does logistic regression. You have it does logistic regression, it does random forest, it does live GBM. So all those machine learning models, itself run the code. So you don't have to like literally go and write code for like each individual uh, models that you're building. But what I see most often is AutoML will only go far by providing your results. But for example, if you're going to tune your results in terms of your domain or in terms of your problem statement, then you would literally have to code on it, like tweaking the hyperparameters, all that stuff. So the thing that I want to mention is AutoML is in place. So in lot of industries, I've in my, for example, the team that I work in, lot of things are happening. Basic machine learning models are built by AutoML, and then what we do is basically on our problem statement. But the AutoML is only for the simple packages, not for the deep learning and NLPs. So that's one thing. And but end of all, I would say foundational logic is a must, because even if you have the results through AutoML, for example, logistic regression, random forest, if you don't know what these models are talking about or providing you insights, then that doesn't make sense. Like, why are you even performing these models? So that is an important point that you'll all have to consider. And like I said, business knowledge and industry knowledge is a very important thing that you will know, because, for example, I can say is you work for an healthcare industry, and you look into, we have accuracy, but we have precision and recall as a metric that you all look into. So it depends on the problem statement whether you need to consider if your results is in giving higher precision or recall. It depends on which model gives you the best output based on your problem statement. So this all these things can only be done if you know your business knowledge and your industry knowledge. And the numbers don't, it doesn't mean just because you have a 90 or 99% accuracy doesn't mean your model would do better in the future. So it's all at the end that you want to get the right predictions, and it should align with your business. So that's one thing. And end of the day, it's all customers are the key. We are not here to like showcase models that are good and in terms of accuracy and precision recall. So what we wanted to see is, because of your models, are we seeing an improve? Are we seeing an optimized recommendation? Are we seeing an optimized flow of process in the business? So that's what we see here is customers are the key. We basically, how we do is we develop a project and we have the results in place, but they are scaled in a format where they are tracked in every year, every quarter, and then we see, is it really improving the customer's need? If not, then I don't see the point in why we develop the model, right? So that's why I say customers are the key. Yeah, like I said, customer is the king here, and I've been working in a consumer team, and I would definitely say that learning the consumer journey is very interesting, because every point in time, every one of us are a consumer. Like, I'm a customer myself, you are also a customer in any point in time. So when you learn all that, you learn how consumer are attracted to certain offers, for example, and then how the journey is like. For example, you acquire a customer and then you are adapting it, and then are you gaining a lifetime value out of a customer? So all those journeys very important. As an end goal as a data scientist is not improving your accuracy or improving the models that you are developed, but improving the results in terms of whether the consumers are really gaining out of it. If not, like I said before, it doesn't make sense in developing a model at all. You could develop a report or a dashboard that would give you basic insights and go on forever. So that's what I would like to say is consumer is the king here. Yeah, so that's what, how relevant is the prediction, and it all depends on the customer's need. And this is something that I want to suggest is data science field is very vast, but I've seen a lot of people diving into this data science field in terms of money, because data science field is like the pay scale is high, as you can see, and the whole purpose of you moving into a data science shouldn't be pay, and it should basically be your own. It should be your passion, because data science, the whole data science field is evolving, and to be honest, I am constantly learning. It's not that I just go 9 to 5 job and come back home. It's not like that. I constantly learn, because it's if I don't learn, if I don't upskill myself, then I'm going to be backward in a competition. So that's what I would like to suggest is, this field is like you need to have the motivation to upskill constantly, because this is a competitive field. There are a bunch of people coming into this field, and only when you can be the only one, because if you constantly learn, that's when people understand you and pick you for the particular job. So that's what I would like to suggest is, if you do not have the motivation, or if you feel like I don't have the I'm not interested in upskilling, and you just wanted to be doing the whole monotonous work, and then data science would, you would be behind the race. It's not that you need to like obviously run the race, but it's for your own benefit that you have to upskill yourself. And in terms of money, it shouldn't be all about money, because the more the money, obviously the more the responsibility that you're going to handle. So be aware of it, because money is important to some extent, but if it's not your passion, it's going to be a stressful journey for you. And then you need to have a lot of patience. Like I said, in my journey of in data science, I've been talking to a lot of stakeholders, business leaders, and these people are the ones that they don't understand anything about coding. They don't know the technical details like accuracy, precision. They plainly they ask you, what does it mean? So you need to have that patience to like convince them, communicate them in a normal tone, because that's when they also understand if whatever you are doing is good or not. If not, they would say that okay, just screw it up and let's start again. So that's how things work in an industry. So you need to have patience in communicating your knowledge and the stakeholders in a better way, because they don't have time so as you. So you need that patience to like communicate. And sometimes some projects fail. For example, the problem statement, once you deliver a project, that's when you realize the whole team have changed their problem statement. So those are the scenarios that I faced, and during that time you'll have to like redo the whole project, redo the whole modeling analysis, all the things. So you will have to have that patience to go through that once again. So that's that these are the three keys that I would suggest is you'll need to have in terms of soft skill while you are diving into data science community. So yeah. And this is something that I also want to suggest is how and where to start. So when I started, it was plain old courses. I'm ashamed to say that, because it was 10 years back. I only did the Coursera courses. I did certification, put it on my resume, and but that was actually okay enough for me that back then. But now it's not like that. So I would suggest you to start working on these platforms, like for example, Kaggle competitions, though I'm not a huge fan of it, because Kaggle competitions are
One
not how
second,
the
Neema. I
industry.
guess there is some disturbance in your voice. People in the chat, can you quickly confirm that now the voice is clear? Okay, great. Okay, fine. Sorry
Okay.
for the interruption, Neema. Yeah, you can go on. Yeah.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, so some of these methods are what would I suggest, because when I started, I only did courses, and I was able to I was able to get interviews through that. But now things are changed. I would suggest to go on to gain experience through these platforms like Kaggle competitions. Kaggle competitions, I'm not a huge fan of it, because the data provided is so clean that you are not learning anything out of it.
Yeah.
Because personally in data in an industry, you are not going to get data that easily. Data with extracting data and cleaning data is 80% of your work in a modeling in a data science field. So that's why I don't recommend the Kaggle competitions. But what I would recommend, why I'm recommending Kaggle competitions, because you have a group of people, you are working on a problem statement, and once you are like developing model and retraining it and providing insights and looking into the leaderboard, right? That's a learning actually, and I've seen people gaining a lot of insights out of it, because when a group of people learn together, you learn a lot more than you being learning like self-learning. So that's why I suggest Kaggle competition. And a second thing is there is an open source community like nas.ai. It's one I've been in one of their community, and there I would like I like to learn liked it a lot, because you are basically helping this organization in developing products, and they are a group of people who are like from various backgrounds, like they are diverse from France, from other areas in the country, and I found them, they are kind of uplifting us, and these experience are good in terms of putting it in your resume. Like open source experience is also been looked forward, and this is one of the community that I've personally been into, so that's why I'm recommending this community. And then you have hackathons, and obviously hackathons are well aware here, so you all would be aware of hackathons. So I would suggest taking up events in AI ML and doing hackathons and learn out of it. And then we have home dinner challenges. This is one of the community that I've came across recently, and I've been in one of their projects on Jan to April. I must say this is a very high level challenges, because all of these are neural networks, NLP range of problem statements. It's not like a normal logistic linear regression format. So I would say if people who want to like dive into deep learning, NLP, AI industry, Omdena challenges is a very interesting, because you have to like apply for it, and then they'll have to select for you, because that's how the application process goes. But once you are into the project, it's like a full on mode, because you have a lot of meetings around. You will talk to people from various backgrounds, not just one person from India, but there are a lot of people from various backgrounds from different countries, so you talk to many people there. And that's one of the experience that I would like to specify here, because I've learned a lot personally from that challenge. And then women in data and women in AI. I've been a member in women in data, so I would suggest women in data, like accessing women in data. This is only for women, for example. Here, I would say specify. So for the ladies here, I would say dive into this community. It's a very uplifting community. I've seen people all around the globe, women, all the ladies, encouraging us. Like for example, I write blogs and all. So these people read my blogs. They encourage. They provide me proper feedback. So it's that uplifting for us women. So I would suggest you looking into women in data and women in AI. And there are a lot of courses too. They have the courses for data analytics, courses for data science, and also they have the session for preparing yourself for interviews. And we have mentor allotments every half of the year. So that's all that. So even I'm a mentee. I'm a mentee there, and I have a mentor actually helping me out in my professional career. So this is a good platform for us women, because I've seen people in an industry there is no balance between a man and a female. I would like to put it out, because that's why I'm more into women in data, because I want to uplift other women into this industry and like grow. So that's one thing. And the Sparks Foundation is another community where I've seen a lot of new aspiring data science people have learned self-learning. So that they have these projects. They'll help you on the materials that you need, and then you'll have to work on some of your projects, and then that's a learning hands-on learning that you receive from Sparks Foundation. And all of these are from a community perspective, but some you can do on your own. For example, you have your own passion, right? So my passion is like I look into some fashion industry, for example. I can do my own self-side projects. I can extract data from few websites and then do some analysis, do some predictions, and then put it on a blog, put it in LinkedIn, tell why you are doing this project and what has come out of it. So those are the some ideas that you can do by your own. So some self-side projects are also something that you can look into based on your what your interest is upon. So yeah, these are the areas that I would suggest to like look into and start with the data science industry.
And I also wanted to mention that each and every point that you have shared here, it's not only a place that you can go. These are places that you have actually explored yourself, right? I mean,
Yeah,
you said you have done Kaggle competitions. You've been active in NAS AI.
yes, yes,
You've done Obdana challenges, as well as you're in the community of women in data and women in AI, and you have also been
yes.
associated with Sparks Foundation.
Yeah, so I've
So,
been into all the, that's why I'm
yeah,
suggesting, because I'm not a person who randomly suggests a platform that I don't know, because I needed that one help, because when I was going into this industry, I did not have any help. So I thought like giving
yes.
these things personally, giving your experience would help others. So
And it's just reiterating the point that you need to create a social presence, right? You've been active in so many platforms, so that is genuinely a reason that you want to uplift the community yourself, right? And that is a great way to actually give back something that you earned.
yeah, yeah, sure.
That
That's
is
how
really,
everyone, not just me, lot of people who are doing that. So
yes, yes, yes.
that's how it has to move on. Like people who come should like start sharing and it's sharing and caring. So that's what I feel.
Yeah, great.
So yeah, so at the end, I would wrap up saying that consistency, perseverance, patience, and passions are the four pillars of success, because success is not an overnight thing. It's not a destination. Like I said, it's a journey. Like you need to go on and do what you like to do and what you want to do, and in the end, you'll definitely see success. So that's what I would like to say here. That's all. That's all for the session.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a great session. Thank you, Neema. Some really interesting point that you mentioned, like creating your presence in the community is very important, as well as uh, the one point that I found was really interesting that a lot of people don't jot about is actually gaining that domain experience, right? The thing that you talked about, learning about your customers, learning about the people that you're actually giving the analysis to, learning how to manage the stakeholders and those sort of things. That is very interesting. And there are
So,
also some questions here. So we'll quickly go over the some questions, and then I guess it's a very good session, and we'll wrap it up.
sure, sure.
So,
Yeah.
there's one question in the chat. It flows that for a data scientist, how important is the problem statement? I guess Arjun wants to ask that in a flow of a project that we do, like we do self projects, the problem statement
Yes.
is more or less given, and we find do something to solve that problem. But in a real
Yes.
industry standpoint, how do we create those problem statements and how do we get them?
Yeah, so that I can say is that recently I've been working on that as well. So in an industry standpoint, we don't have a particular, nobody is going to give you a problem statement. What we do is there are a couple of analysis, right? For example, in terms of sales, there would be an already a historical data, and in a historical data, you study the data and you would see what are the gaps, and why a particular channel, or for example channel in the sense I would say apps, emails, in terms of marketing, for example. So in what we do is we try to find what are the gaps, build a use case around it. So basically we build a use case, and that's what changed into a problem statement. So we and it's not our call to like build a use case. Okay, okay, fine, we have this gap, we are going to work on this. It's not like that. We work on that use case and we present it to our managers, and since I'm in India, we present it to people offshore, onshore, like US and other parts of the country where we are responsible to. So we present to them, and they should feel like, okay, we are going to get a significant impact out of it. And that's when this whole journey then realizes into problem statement. So that's how it works in a data industry rather than a normal thing that you see in a Coursera or any Kaggle competition. So building a problem statement is itself a work, and then after building it, then it's starting from there. It's like a plain old journey.
Okay, so I guess your question is answered, Vijay. One more question, Arun is asking that to learn actually the domain knowledge, since the domain knowledge is something that is not very well covered in courses and as such. So,
Yes.
how would you suggest the best? I guess you wanted to say what you will suggest is the best place to learn domain experience and knowledge.
So in domain knowledge, there is not no particular places, Arun, because what I've seen is, personally, when I wanted to learn about customer journey, that was something new. I've recently been into this team, so my whole experience overall was finance. So I was not aware of what a customer would like to see. So though I myself may have been a customer in my personal life, I do not know what are the proper metrics, right? What each metric would mean. So what I did is like researching. You need to do your own research. It's like I've been into Wikipedia, the same old Wikipedia. I've been doing constant researching. So that time you'll have to like be a researcher. You'll have to look into Google, see what the journey is, because there are plenty of materials out there freely, and you can. It's more like a self learning. There is no particular site or particular way to do. It's all depends on how you do your own research and then gather insights from it. But also something I would suggest is look into connect with people who have that background. For example, in LinkedIn, if you want to learn about banking industry, connect with people who have that experience. Like, for example, they've been working in Citibank and working as a data scientist. If that person is particularly working in Citibank, so that person would know what background, I mean, whatever domain knowledge you would require, right? So connect with him or her, and then talk to that person, because what I've seen genuinely is people are very helpful. If you like talk to them and understand wanted to if you ask them what I want to learn from you, and I want to learn from your whole like career journey and background, people are very interested to like talk about themselves. So I've seen that. So that's another thing. You can connect with people in an industry and talk to them, and they would definitely come and help you out in terms of how you can gain that knowledge. And other than that, it's all self-learning, I would say.
So I guess that that question is also answered. There is one more very interesting question with Aravind. He says that today there are various content creation mediums like Medium, and you can create your
Right.
own blogs. So what you would suggest is the right place to start?
I would suggest go for LinkedIn, because Medium, I don't know, Medium is that I mean, it's not about acknowledge. There are audience, but if you are going for Medium blog and all, you need to have that whole audience base already to have that followers. But for LinkedIn, it's not like that. LinkedIn, you can view anybody's post, you can react to that, comment to it. So LinkedIn is the place where I started, and it has been helpful for me over the years. So I would suggest you go for LinkedIn. Provide if your quality is very high, I'm definitely saying that you will gain followers exponentially. I've seen people gaining followers exponentially as well. So the best place to put your content, professional content, is LinkedIn. And then if your passion is to like build your own model, then obviously, I mean, build your own audience, then obviously you can go for Medium and build your website. But for a starter, I would say go for LinkedIn.
Okay, so I guess we have time for one last question. So I'll just pick it up randomly. So Jyoti Vyas is asking it. In data science, there are so many things that one can learn. Which branch of DS is widely used as industries as per your experience? And or is it specific to the underlying problem?
I would say it's specific to the team that you are in. So, for example, in a big organization like Verizon, or a startup, for example, I've been into both industries. In a startup, you work across the various teams. It's not like you don't have a streamlined process. For example, I've been working in when I was put into a startup, when I was working for a startup, I worked for a data at a data engineer level. So I've gained that experience. At the same time, I worked in data science and as well as a data analyst. So it's like you get a lot of experience in different avenues. But in a company like Verizon, who have already have the streamlined process, like there are hierarchies, there are different teams for different goals. So if you're put into a team where you're only looking into insights and recommendations, then you will only be working on data analytics, providing insights, providing dashboards and stuff like that. But if you're put into a team where you're looking into building models and streamlining the tracking the whole model predictions, then you will be doing more of the ML and AI work. So it depends on the team. And but what I could say is there are teams that it depends on your manager as well. So if you're craving for the knowledge of ML and you are put into a data analytics field, I mean in the work, right? If you go talk to them, or if you, that's what I said earlier, if you go one step ahead and show your interest, like for example, you have this insights, what are you doing with that insight? For example, with that insight, if you're predicting for the next course of years, your this is how the model is going to work, or if this is how the whole problem statement would look like, then then you could basically learn, like you have your hands-on experience, then manager will realize that you have this knowledge, and then it's like win-win, right? The organization get a good results out of you, and you gain a knowledge and hands-on experience. So uh, I would say in a data analytics and a data science field, you can the the responsibility go hand in hand, because you can work on data analytics, dashboards, visualization, and as well as ML. But in an ML standpoint, it's only going to be ML. You're not going to be like looking into the historical data, but you're going to be looking more into like the future and streamline the whole process. So that's what I would like to say.
And Vidya, your question is women in data a free community. I believe it is both of those communities are free to enter, right? Neema, women in data and women in AI.
Yeah, they are free.
Yeah, so Vidya, that's your answer. So once again, Neema, I would like to thank you to come on this platform and share your experience with us. And for me, it was a very pleasant experience discussing with you these such things and your journey as well. And I
Thank
would
you.
like to
Yeah.
also now there was one question from my end also. So I would like to also ask
Okay.
that. So as you mentioned that you started as an analyst and then you moved on to an ML engineer role and then back to an analysis role.
So yeah, so I started as an analyst and then moved on to a data science field, because ML engineer is a Omdena challenge that I did. So it was while I was working in a company, I did a side project,
Okay.
and as an analyst, I started picking up skills like SQL, writing SQL, building dashboards. But that helped me learning. I was new to data field, so that helped me learning what is the raw data looks like, how to gain insights, like how to extract insights from a data, and that helped me. And as I said, I worked in a startup, so that also helped me learning. I was also able to take up data science projects as well, though I was an analyst. So that's how my journey was. So I did have experience on data, say ML field, and I've recorded all those in my resume. So that's how I started getting into that. Like the transition was how that's how I started.
Hmm. Okay. Great. So once again, thank you for joining us today. And I hope everyone also enjoyed the session as much as I did. So can we quickly give a loud thank you in the chat to Neema? Great. I guess everyone enjoyed it. I can see the
Mm.
enthusiasm in the chat also.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. It's okay.
Okay. With that, guys, you can drop off. I believe there is another session with you planned, your regular session. So you can start preparing for that. And Neema, I just want to once again mention that thank you for joining us. Your
Sure,
journey
sure.
was really inspiring. As you said, going that extra 1% is really important. And I truly believe in that ideology.
Yeah. Great. Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, it was
For
our
the
pleasure. Thank you, Neema.
Okay. Thank you.